$100,000 fish? Yeah, you read that right. Let's get into the video. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going into the $100,000 fish and everything that goes into it, and maybe how you can just catch it yourself. But before we get into that, if you're new here, my name is Kay. This is Tides Fishing. We do all kind of saltwater fishing videos. So if you like that, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and also drop a like on the video. Boost it for the YouTube algorithm. Gets us more people for our saltwater fishing community that we have going on here. But with that said, let's kind of get into some details. This is gonna be a good video. I got a whole list of facts here about the $100,000 fish in the CCA Star Tournament that I'm going to go over. I don't want to get any of this stuff wrong, so I made sure I typed it up for everybody so that we get the best of the best so I give the best of the best information to you guys. So starting off, for you guys who have no idea what I'm talking about, the $100,000 fish I'm referring to is the tagged redfish tournament, which is put on by the CCA. So this is known as the CCA Star Tournament here in Texas. Star does branch out to other states along the Gulf Coast, but this video is going to be referencing just the Star Tournament here in Texas. So if you're from out of state, it's probably still might be good to know in case you do come here and let's say you happen to catch a tagged redfish, you plan on catching a tagged redfish like we all do. Giving a quick layout, we're going to go into the CCA tournament, the Star Tournament that's put on by CCA, how to sign up for it, and then what to do if you do catch the $100,000 fish or a fish that might win another part of the tournament. Because trust me, if you catch a big fish that's worth this amount of money, you're going to want to know what to do. So make sure you stick around to the end, because that's what I'm going to be talking about at the end of the video. So beginning with the organization that puts on the Star Tournament, which is the CCA, or also known as the Coastal Conservation Association. So these guys are a national organization, but each state has their own branch. So in this video, I'm only going to be talking about, like I said, the Texas Star Tournament. And so if you're from out of the state, this might not be completely relevant, but you might want to listen in case you ever do come to Texas and you want to enter into this tournament and fish for this redfish. But anyways, so like I said, they're a national organization, but they exist all up and down the Gulf Coast. They were started in 1977 as a result of drastic overfishing, and their real kind of, I guess you could say, job is to help maintain the fisheries up and down the Gulf Coast. So they do all kind of crab trap cleanups, beach cleanups, artificial reefs, any kind of those programs to help benefit the fisheries. That's their main job. And so the Star Tournament is something that these guys put on in order to kind of boost their memberships and kind of grow, I guess you could say, the fishing community and raise more money for these projects that they are doing. So what is the Star Tournament? The Star Tournament runs from May 23rd to September 7th and is really just a massive fundraiser, like I said, for CCA. But it runs from all the way up down the top of the Texas Gulf Coast all the way down to the bottom of the Texas Gulf Coast, and CCA has over $1 million in prizes for all the different fishing categories, which spans from speckled trout, gaff top, redfish, sheephead, flounder, and they even have some offshore divisions. I think cobia and maybe king, if I remember correctly. Don't take my word for that, offshore fishermen, but I think that is right. I'll leave some links down to their website, so if you guys are interested in any of this, you can go check out all their prizes. Really be entering this tournament if you're doing any kind of consistent fishing up and down the coast, because let's say you get lucky and you hook into the biggest fish of your life, it could also win you a lot of money. So we're gonna kind of get in now to the different fishing divisions. The most popular ones that I'm gonna talk about are the redfish, the flounder, and the speckled trout, and kind of the prizes for, let's say, the adults, and the prizes, let's say, for also the younger individuals, because they do give away some hefty scholarships. It's important to note before we get into all the fishing categories that the Texas coast is divided up into the upper, mid, and lower coast. So for most of these fishing categories, besides the redfish, there's multiple chances for people to win. So with that said, the flounder, sheephead, and gaff top divisions, if you catch the heaviest of any of those three in any of those areas up and down the coast, you win a 19-foot shoal water with, I think, 115 horsepower motor on it. So shoal water cat, so that's definitely a nice little boat, and especially for some flats fishing. If you guys do any kind of shallow water fishing, that's a perfect boat for that situation. So if you go out there and you hook a massive gaff top, yep, it can win you a boat. So remember that. And then kind of we're gonna get into the trout, which gets into a little more details, which I'm gonna have to start referencing my sheet down here, because I wrote down some facts for you guys on what they recommend trout sizes and what sizes often win and what sizes often don't, so you don't waste your time if you catch a decent sized trout, but it still doesn't have a chance of winning. With the trout, if you weigh in the heaviest trout in the upper, mid, or lower coast, like I said, you win a 22-foot V-hole Mallee with 150 horsepower and Everroot E-Tech G2. That's a nice boat, and those Mallees are great boats. And then we're gonna get into the details of the fish. So let's say you catch a big trout, it's your PB, is it big enough to, is it worth going to weigh in? For the adult division, it's an 8-pound minimum really to have a winning trout, and for the youth, it's a 6-pound minimum to have a winning trout. So they recommend that for the adults, you at least need to have it above 27.5 inches, and then for the youth, it at least needs to be above a 25-inch trout minimum for you to waste your time, or not waste your time, for you to put your time into it, going to get it weighed and everything else. So those are some pretty big trout. That's an 8-pound trout. I've never caught an 8-pound trout in my life. Maybe one day, but not today. We're sitting in the barn. So getting into the fish we're all here for is the $100,000 tagged redfish. So what this is, CCA releases 60 tagged redfish all up and down the coast of Texas right before this tournament. And what it is, it looks like a little red zip tie that sticks out the back of the fish. So how it works is if you're one of the first 5 people to catch one of these tagged redfish, you win the truck and boat package, which involves, let me reference the sheet, 2024 F-150 Texas Edition XLT Super Cab and a 23 Haney Bigfoot with a 150L Pro XS Opti Max. And so, like I said, that is a massive package for catching a fish, valued pretty much up to $100,000. Then the next 5, so the first 5 have been caught, the truck and boat package is gone. The next 5 people to catch a tagged redfish will win just the boat package, just the 23-foot Haney Bigfoot, which I'll still take a free boat anyway if I catch a tagged redfish in the first place. So the first 5 get the truck and boat package, the second 5 just get the boat. Now let's say you're under 18, what happens? So if you're fishing, let's say your dad and your kids fishing, they catch one of these tagged redfish. If they are under 18, they are going to win the 23-foot Haney Bigfoot and then also a $25,000 scholarship, which is great. So then for the trout, gaff top, sheephead, flounder divisions, if you are 11 to 17 and you win the division, you win a $25,000 scholarship. And if you are 6 to 10, you weigh in the heaviest fish in your area, you win a $50,000 scholarship. So parents, uncles, cousins, if you're taking your little nephews or kids, whatever it is, fishing, make sure they are entered into the tournament, because if they get lucky and hook up on a massive fish, you could pay for years of college with this scholarship. So it will pay dividends to be entered in this. Even if you don't win, it's just safe to have it, because trust me, I wish I had a $50,000 scholarship right now paying for college. Not that I catch that big a fish anyways, or I've ever caught a big enough fish to win it, but if I did, $50,000 would be nice for a scholarship. But the most important thing, if you do catch one of these fish, what do? You're out on the boat and you hook into this redfish and you get up to the boat or you're wade fishing and you see, man, it's got a tag sticking out of its back. Your buddy nets it, you get it. It's 2020 CCA Star Tagged Redfish. You're going crazy. What's the next step? So what you need to do is you need to know where are the CCA official Texas weigh stations. And I'm gonna drop a link down below specifically to any of these weigh stations, so you can kind of go look at the areas that you fish and you can kind of find which ones are the official weigh stations. So let's say you catch this tagged redfish, you gut it, what do you clean it? So with the redfish, it can be gutted, but I would recommend simply throwing it on ice or throwing it in a cooler. They don't want frozen, mutilated, any kind of fish that are really seriously damaged. They will not take them, nor will not count them as weighed. That goes for trout, gaff top, flounder, really any of the fish in the division. So make sure that you, and also that you don't gut the trout, flounder, redfish. The only one that can be gutted is actually the redfish. So if you catch any of these other big fish, maybe throw them on a little bit of ice to keep them okay, but they do not want frozen fish at these weigh stations. They will not take it. So don't go soaking it in a ton of ice and then go in there to weigh it, because you might have just kind of screwed yourself out of a truck and boat or whichever of the divisions you might have been able to compete in with that fish. Real quick, I forgot to cover it, is $60 for adults to sign up. This $35 for the youth to sign up for this. Like I said, especially for the younger kids, it's extremely worth it for you, because you can win a $25,000 or even $50,000 scholarship. For the adults, it's $60, a little more expensive for it, but if you catch a tagged redfish and you win a truck and boat, I bet you would say that it is worth it. So make sure you guys are entered into the Star Tournament. I don't want to see any of you guys catching one of these fish and not being entered. I'd be heartbroken for you. But with that said, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit the like button if you found this video helpful. Share it with someone who's not signed up for the Star Tournament so I can convince them to get signed up. And then with that said, like I said, subscribe, and we'll get some fishing content out here soon. It's been a little bit of windy, but I'm trying to get out there. And then, yeah, see you on the next one. Peace.